This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, I get to moyed everyone. So I saw something very interesting, quoted in the name of Rabbi Yosef Engel. Masechta Sukkah and Daf Chav Zayin. We know the Gemara makes the Gzer Shava of Tesvav, and through the Gzer Shava of Tesvav, we learn out and we extend halachos from Pesach to Sukkos and vice versa. So Rabbi Yosef Engel points out no less than 9 similarities between the Yom Tov of Pesach and the Yom Tov of Sukkos. That's what we were talking about over Yom Tov. So here it goes. Okay, but we always, when we give shiur, we like to have 10, so we're going to have to add some. Okay, so the first is like this. First of all, we know both Yom Tovim are on the 15th day of the month. Yeah? We could also say they both have a full moon, but it's the same thing, because obviously if it's the 15th day of the month, there's going to be a full moon. On Sukkos, like on Pesach, the first night, you're mechuyev to eat in the sukkah. Whether you're hungry or not hungry, you got to eat in the sukkah like the first night, but erev teichlu matzos. So that's number 2. You counting? Okay, good. Number 3, the Sifra in Parsha Emor needs a miyut to say you don't have to sit in the sukkah on Pesach and you don't have to eat matzah on Sukkos. But without the miyut, we would apply both halachas to both. So that also demonstrates a commonality. Without that miyut, we would apply all the halachas of Pesach to Sukkos and vice versa. So that's a third commonality Rabbi Yosef Engel points out. Number 4, the Gemara in Erechin darshans that Ezra was mispalel for the Yetzer Hara of Avodah Zarah, and Ezra was mevatel the Yetzer Hara of Avodah Zarah, and the zchus of Ezra protected on Klal Yisrael like a sukkah, the Gemara says. We find by the Pesach, Mishchu ukechu, Chazal darshan, Mishchu yedechem Avodah Zarah. So we see both Yom Tovim were pulling away from Avodah Zarah. Number 5, Kol ha'ezrach b'Yisrael yeshev b'Sukkos, the Gemara darshans Chav Zayin Amud in Sukkah, Melamed shekol Yisrael ru'uyim leishev b'Sukkah achas. All of Israel is really worthy to be in one sukkah. Same thing with the Karm Pesach. V'shachatu oisa kol ka'adas zo melamed shekol Yisrael yotzim kulam b'Pesach echad. Okay, number 6. Ready? On the 7th day of Sukkos, so the adults would slip off the lulavim of the ktanim and take their esrog. Is it gezela? Says Gemara in Sukkah Daf Mem Hey, ve'ein bedavar lo mishum gezel v'lo mishum darkei shalom mishum simcha. Says Rabbi Yosef Engel, we find the same thing Seder night. Choytfin matzos l'tinoikos shelo yishanu. So actually, we get back at them. They steal the afikomen on Pesach, we steal their esrogim on Sukkos. Okay. That was what? Number what? 8? Both on the 15th. Chiv the first night. We need a miyut that we don't apply the halachas for both. We pull away from Avodah Zarah. All of Klal Yisrael can be with one sukkah, one Pesach. And 6, stealing. We steal on both Yom Tovim. Okay? Number 7. You need to tie the Dalad Minim. By the Karm Pesach, they were koirech the Pesach Matzah Mara, according to him. Number 8. Lulav Hagazol is Pasal. No, it shouldn't say Lulav Hagazol. Lulav Hayavesh, it should say. Lulav Hayavesh, why? Loi Hamesim Yahalaluka. Lulav is Gematria Chayim. That's why we shake 18 Nanuim in each direction. By Matzah, there's an Indian of Chios. Chazal Darshan, Matzah Tihiyeh Techayem. Menachos Nun Gimel. That's number 8. And number 9, the Rekech says, someone who sits in the sukkah is protected from mazikim. So last night we made a valiant attempt to sleep. We made it pretty far, even though there are raccoons and other behemoths, chayos, oifos, but you're protected in the sukkah. And also Leil Pesach is Leil Shimurim. Okay, these are 9 commonalities. Rabbi Yosef Engel brings the Masechta Sukkah. He says, Yesh kama demyonos misukah lePesach. Okay, so I thought of one more. Okay, one more. What? The miracle on both was Nisan. That's true. Good. Is that the night of the Seder, we bring in the Chacham, the Rasha, the Tam, and the Sheni Yidei Elishal, and the Daled Minim correspond to Misha. The Esrog is Misha Yesh by Torah, Masim Toivim. The Lulav has what? Taste or smell? I don't think it has either, but what is it supposed to have? What? Taste? So Lulav has taste and no smell. Hadassim have smell and no taste. And Aravos don't have either. So that, I think it's similar to the Daled Banim. On both, we bring in all of Klal Yisrael, and they're mitzaref to the Yom Tov. So the question is, why are there so many commonalities between Pesach and Sukkot? So I was speaking with Binyamin over the first day. There's a very beautiful Chida. The Chida, in the very first entry in the Sefer Midbar Kedemos, he brings that the Torah says in Siman Taf Yud Zayin that Pesach is Keneged Avraham Avinu, Sukkos is Keneged Yaakov Avinu. Chazal say that in the Zuchus of Yaakov, Avraham Avinu was saved from Or Kasdan, Asher Pada es Avraham. Then the Zuchus of Yaakov, Avraham was redeemed. So there's a connection between Avraham and Yaakov Avinu. Especially the Chida writes elsewhere that in the merit of the 15 years, here he says, V'yan sheYaakov pada es Avraham. How many years did Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov learn together? 15 years they learned together. The Chida brings in the merit of those 15 years, Shara Avraham Avinu es Yaakov, Haya Simcha ba'olam. Therefore, Pesach and Sukkos connect Avraham to Yaakov. Furthermore, the Chida writes elsewhere that in Parshas Vayetze, the pasuk says, Elokei Avraham avicha v'Elokei Yitzchak, that Avraham is called the father of Yaakov, and Yitzchak is not called the father of Yaakov, because Avraham always called Yaakov Beni, 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 but Yitzchak never called Yaakov Beni. Yitzchak only called Esav Beni. So there's a very special kesher between Avraham and Yaakov Avinu. Therefore, that establishes a very close connection between Pesach and Sukkos, which are both on Tezvav. Lirmoiz ki b'schus Tezvav shanim she'amdu yachdav yatzanu miMitzrayim ve'ikar kiyam ha'olam al yidei Tezvav shanim ve'kanhu ha'olam b'maimad shlashtan. Chida says, a play on words. So there's a special connection between Avraham and Yaakov Avinu, and therefore there's a special connection between Pesach and Sukkos. And we just brought there at least 10 similarities between Pesach and Sukkos. And some people even eat matzah on Sukkos. Anyway, Rabbi say, Agata Moyed.
Okay. You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.